What's up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network of the Ice Bear, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm going to be doing, guys, I am going to be doing my deck profile. And the deck profile I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to be doing my Ice Barrier deck profile for the post Battle of Legends Monster Mayhem. And the reason why this is for the post Monster Mayhem is because there's two cards in the Battle of Legends Monster Mayhem that I actually play in Ice Barriers, and we're gonna get to that once I do the deck profile. And of course, I got my 3 Ice Barrier tokens on top right there, so I'm gonna show you guys the main deck, the extra deck, and the side deck, as well as my card choices and ratios. Timestamps will be in the description below. And let's not waste any time. So without further ado, let's get this deck profile started. Here we go. We're going to start off with the main deck first. And to start off the main deck, we're going to start off with the monsters. So I'm going to show you guys the Ice Barrier monsters. Let's start off with the Ice Barrier tuners. So for the Ice Barrier tuners, I did play 3 copies of Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier, 2 copies of Georgia's Swordman of the Ice Barrier, 2 copies of Hexasphere of the Ice Barrier, and the 1 copy of Defender of the Ice Barrier. So these are the Ice Barrier tuners that we did play. We played 8 of them. Mirror Mage is one of the most important cards. It's a very good Ice Barrier tuner. What she does, you contribute 1 other effect monster on the field, and you can special summon up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens that are right here. Level 1, water attribute, attack and defense is 0, and the types are aqua. And of course, if you activate that effect, you cannot special summon any monster except for water synchro monster. So even though it shuts you down to water synchros, if you activate that effect, Mirror Mage is still pretty good because you play a lot of synchro monsters, and of course all my synchro monsters are water synchro monsters anyway, so it's still pretty good. And of course it has another effect where if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Ice Barrier card, and it could be any Ice Barrier from that is banished or to your hand. Of course you get that effect, each effect once per turn. Mirror Mage is very good, so it's very, very good, especially adding a card for that is banished in the hand and stuff is very good. Then we got Georgia's Swordman of the Ice Barrier. Georgia is very good. It has effect where, if you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent cannot activate any monster effect in the graveyard, which it does come up at times. And it's a very good level 6 tuner. It has effect where you can special, if you control an Ice Barrier monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon 1 level 5 or lower Ice Barrier monster from your hand or graveyard. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's so many ways to special summon this card if you have it in your hand. You can even special summon with Revealer and stuff like that. You can special summon with Lancia. It's very good. Then we got Hexasphere. Hexasphere is a very good level 1 tuner. What this little guy does is during your main phase, you can actually send a level 3 or lower Ice Barrier monster from your deck to the graveyard, and this card's level becomes the same as that monster. And so, for example, you could send your Mirror Mage, and then Hex will be level 2. And you can even get Mirror Mage's effect to search for an Ice Barrier card if you do that. So there's a lot where you can even special summon Hexa with Revealer as well to go for your single plays easily. And then we play Defender. Not a lot of Ice Barrier players don't play this card, but the reason why I play one Defender is because it's a very good level 3 tuner. And the effect of this card says, while you control another Ice Barrier monster, monsters your opponent control cannot declare an attack if their attack points is greater than or equal to this card's defense points. So for example, Defender's defense points is 1600, so if an opponent's monster has 1600 or more attack points, they cannot declare an attack. So it's very, very good to play. You can special summon this card, with Georgia's, or you can even special summon this card with Lancia, or Revealer. You can special summon this card with Revealer as well. So there's so many places to summon out this card. So these are very good tuners to play. I love playing these cards, so 8 of these tuners is fine. You don't have to play Defender if you don't want to, but it's an option, So now we're going to move on to the non-tuner Ice Barrier monsters. So for the other Ice Barriers I play 3 copies of Revealer of the Ice Barrier. Revealer is one of your most important cards. This card is so good. It's your starter of this card. It has an effect where you can discard this card and special summon 1 Ice Barrier tuner monster from your deck. It also has an effect where if you activate an Ice Barrier monster that has an effect to discard or send a card from your hand to the graveyard, you could banish this card from your graveyard instead of one of those cards. And also, if you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent cannot tribute summon it, but it's still pretty good. We mostly use this for synchro plays and all that stuff as well, so it's very important if you want to go for Lancia or any other synchro monsters for that matter as well. So it's very, very good. This is a card you always got to play at 3. Next, I play 2 copies of Speaker for the Ice Barrier. Speaker at 2 is fine. Some people play like 1, but I think 2 is better in my opinion. 3 is a little bit too bricky, but I think 2 is the perfect number. It's a very good extender. Like if you control an Ice Barrier monster, you special summon Speaker from your hand. And also, if you have, while you control an Ice Barrier monster, you could banish Speaker from your graveyard and special summon an Ice Barrier token. So that's pretty good as well. So it'll help you go for your ice, special summon an Ice Barrier token, go for your Synchro plays pretty good. Very good extender if you want to go for your rank 4 XYZs or Synchro plays and stuff. So Speaker is very, very good. Now for the one-ups of the Ice Barrier monster, I play 1 copy of General Raiho the Ice Barrier, 1 copy of General Wayne of the Ice Barrier, 1 copy of Strategist of the Ice Barrier, and the 1 copy of Warlock of the Ice Barrier. So these are all the one-ups that I do play. General Raiho is very good. Has an effect where when an effect resolves that activated by an opponent's monster on the field, they have to discard 1 card from their hand. If they do not, then that monster's effect is negated. So it's like a breakthrough skill, and you could do it multiple times as well, so it's pretty good. General Wayne is pretty good as well. If it's normal special summon, you can search for an Ice Barrier spell and track card, add it for your deck to your hand. It also has an effect where if any spell track card that is sent to the opponent's graveyard is banished instead. And if you control an Ice Barrier monster, and if your opponent controls a monster, you special summon this card for your hand, so you get that effect once per turn. General Wayne is pretty good, just to search for Ice Barrier spell and trap. It helps you go for your Synchro plays easily. Not a lot of Ice Barrier players don't play this card, but I do play because, especially if you want to search for an Ice Barrier spell and trap. Strategist of the Ice Barrier is another card I play. Not a lot of Ice Barrier monsters don't play this card. You don't have to play Strategist if you don't want to, but it's pretty good. I like playing Strategist because it's an upstart goblin, but for Ice Barriers, and of course you get this effect once per turn by sending an Ice Barrier monster from your hands in the graveyard to draw 1 card. And also, if you have Revealer in your graveyard, you could banish it instead of sending 1 Ice Barrier on your hand, and you still get the drawing effect of Strategist. Warlock is another good card as well because it has the effect where if you control another Ice Barrier monsters, then both players cannot have to set spell cards, and they have to wait until their next turn to activate them. So it's like an anti-spell fragment. So it's pretty good. And you can special summon Warlock with Lancius effect as well. So it's pretty good. So that's it for the Ice Barrier monsters. Now for the non-Ice Barrier monsters that we do play, I play 3 copies of Ice J Ray Adrian. It's a very good level 7 tuner monster. Once you discard a water monster, special summon this card for your hand, you can special summon a level 3 Ice J token monster. And the good thing about Ice J Ray Adrian, it helps you go for your level 10 Synchros easily. So it helps you go for like Lancia or your Jameer or your Chingyek for that matter and stuff. So it's pretty good. Next we play 3 copies of Swap Frog. Swap Frog is very good in this deck. Once you summon Swap Frog, when you special summon him, and of course the level 2 Aqua monster you're gonna send from the deck to the graveyard is of course your Mirror Mage. So once you do that, you get Mirror Mage's effect, and you can search. Hell, you can even, and if you have Revealer in your hand after you special summon Swap Frog, you can activate Swap Frog out of hand to bounce Swap Frog back to your hand, and then normal summon Revealer, and then you could discard Swap Frog from your hand when you activate Revealer's effect after discarding cost, and help you go for your Synchro plays easily. So it's very good. Love playing Swap Frog. Next, I play 3 copies of the card deck from Battle Legends Monster Mayhem. 3 copies of Ice Doll. Ice Doll is very good. This is a very good level 2 monster. If you want to know what Ice Doll does, you could discard 1 other water monster to special summon this card for your hand. If this card is normal special summon, you can add 1 water spellcaster monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Ice Doll mirror from your deck to your hand. And of course you get each effect once per turn. And most of our Ice Barrier monsters are actually water spellcaster monsters, like your Revealer, Speaker, Warlock, Medium, Spellbreaker, Disoljo, all these water spellcaster monsters that most of our Ice Barrier are. It could be searched with Ice Doll's effect, and Ice Doll is a very good level 2 monster if you want to go for your totally awesome and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. And of course, I also played the 1 copy of Tidal Dragon Ruler of Waterfall. Tidal is a very good level 7 monster to play, especially when you have in your hand the Scarred and a Water Monster. Then you could Foolish Burial monster from your deck to your hand, so it's it's good. Like if you want to send your Mirror Mage from deck to the graveyard or any other Ice Barrier monsters and stuff, it's very, very good. And of course, like you can even banish 2 water monsters, special summon this card from your graveyard and stuff. And then if you have Chingwon on the field, you can activate Ching's effect and stuff to banish an opponent's cards from the field and graveyard. Alright, so that's it for the water monsters. So now for the hand traps, I do play 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, and the 2 copies of Effect Veiler. So these are the hand traps that we do play in this deck. So these cards are very good to play. So that's it for the monsters. Now for the spell cards. So I'm going to show you the Ice Barrier spell cards. So we do play 3 copies of Medallion of the Ice Barrier, 1 copy of Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier, and of course the 1 copy of Winds Over of the Ice Barrier. Medallion is very good. You always want to play this card 3 because it adds any Ice Barrier monster from your deck to your hand, and it could be any Ice Barrier monsters. Freezing Chains, you know, you special summon a level 4 lower Ice Barrier monster from your graveyard, and also if you have if you control 3 or more Ice Barrier monsters, your Ice Barrier monsters you control are unaffected by the activation of an opponent's monsters that was special summoned from the extra deck. Like if your opponent has like a fusion, Synchros, or XYZs, or Link plays, this card protects your Ice Barrier from those activation of those monsters, especially from the extra deck and stuff. And Winds Over the Ice Barrier is pretty good. Not a lot of Ice Barrier players don't play this card. I do play this card because, you know, it's still useful. You know, you tribute any number of Ice Barrier monsters you control, and then special summon any level 4 lower Ice Barrier monster from your deck in different names. And then you could banish this card from your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, to add any Ice Barrier, any Ice Barrier monster that was either banished or in your graveyard to your hand. So that's pretty good. So these are the very good Ice Barrier cards to play. And of course you could search these cards with Mirror Mage and stuff like that, so it's very, very good. Now for the other spell cards that I do play as well. I do play the 1 copy of Ice Doll Mirror. Ice Doll Mirror is pretty decent. It's a pretty good card to play. You could send 1 water monster from your hand to the grave, or face up field to the graveyard, and then special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck with the same name as 1 water monster you control. Also, you cannot special summon the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except for water monsters. You could banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Ice Doll from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So it's pretty good, you know. And you only need 1 Ice Doll Mirror, so it's pretty good. And for the other spell cards, I do play 1 copy of Call by the Grave, just to get rid of your opponent's hand traps, and of course the 1 copy of Harvey's Feather Duster, just to get rid of your opponent's spells and traps. So that's it for the spell cards. Now we're going to move on to the trap cards. So I do play 2 copies of Ice Barrier. This is a very good battle trap, and Ice Barrier is a very good trap card to play. It has an effect where when an attack is declared involving your opponent's monster, you could change that opponent's monster's attack to 0, negate its effect, and also it cannot change its battle position. And the second effect where you could banish this card from your graveyard to send a level 5 or higher water monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can add 1 water monster from your graveyard to your hand. Of course, you get that effect once per turn. So it's very good. It could be any water monster you can add from your graveyard to your hand. And of course, we play so many level 5 or higher water monsters that you could send from your deck to graveyard to get Ice Barrier's effect. Cards like your Tidal, your Ice J Rene Jarini, you know, your Georgias, you know, all these other level 5 higher water monsters and stuff. It's very, very good. This is a very good battle hand trap as well. You can even search this card with the effect of your Mirror Mage and, you know, all that stuff, so it's pretty good. And of course, the last track card I do play to round off the main deck, I play 3 copies of Infinite Permanence. Very good hand trap to play because negating an opponent's monster helped that a lot. And of course, if you control no cards, you can activate this card in your hand and stuff as well. So it's pretty good. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Now we're going to move on to the extra deck. So we're going to start off with the Synchros. And I do play 2 copies of Lancia as Excentro, Dragon of the Ice Mountain. So Lancia is amazing. It may not say Ice Barrier in his name, but it is a synchro monster for Ice Barriers. And you only need 2 copies of Lancia. So Lancia and Central Dragon and Icebound has an effect where once per chain, if your opponent special summon a monster except during the damage step, you could special summon 1 Ice Barrier monster from your hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard. Then you could change 1 attack position monster your opponent control into defense position. And you get that effect up to twice per turn. So you can activate this effect up to twice per turn and special summon an Ice Barrier monster from almost anywhere. From the hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard. That is amazing. And you get that effect up to twice per turn. And also, if this face-up Synchro monster card is sent, it leaves the field by an opponent's card, you could special summon 1 Ice Barrier Synchro monster for your extra deck, but that will be treated as a Synchro summoning. So that's pretty good. So like if your opponent get rid of this, you know, you can synchro summon your Trishula Zero or your regular Trish as well. And this card is amazing. And you only need 2 copies of Lancia, so it's very, very good. And it's a very good level 10 synchro monster. And of course, if you have your Ice J Ram, you can synchro summon Lancia easily. Now for the Ice Barrier synchro monster, we play 1 copy of Trishula Zero Dragon the Ice Barrier, 1 copy of Trishula Dragon the Ice Barrier, and the 1 copy of Bryonic Dragon the Ice Barrier. Trishula Zero is pretty good because what he does, if this card is when this card is synchro summoned, you can banish up to 3 cards your opponent control. If this synchro summoned card leaves in his own control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can special summon 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier from your extra deck or graveyard. Its attack points become 3,300, and you can negate and also you can negate an opponent's monsters your opponent controls, and also they can have the attack points as well. Basically, cut their attack points in half and negate their effects. So Trishula Zero is amazing. Then we got Trishula, the regular one. Like when this card single summon, you know, banish up to 1 card each from your opponent's hand at random, field, and graveyard. So you basically banish up to 3 cards. And then you got Bryonic, you know, which not a lot of Ice players don't play this card, but I do play just in case if we ever need it. It does come up at times, like, you know, discarding any number of cards from your hand and then target that many cards your opponent control on the field and then bounce them to the hand. And of course, you get that effect once per turn. So pretty good, and 1 copy of each of these is fine. Now for the other synchros that we do play, I play 1 copy of Core Dragon. Core Dragon is pretty good, you know. If this synchro summoning card is sent from the field to the graveyard, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you draw 1 card, and also it has another effect. You can discard 1 card from your hand and target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy. So it's pretty good. Next, I play 1 copy of Animancipator Risen Dragonite. Dragonite is a negation. Like once you have a water monster in your graveyard, you can negate an opponent's spell and trap, and you get that effect once per turn. 1 copy of White You're a Whale. Whale's pretty good. Like, you know, if it's single summon, you can destroy all the attack position monster your opponent control. And then this card does attack twice, and if it attacks an opponent's monster, it can inflict piercing damage. 1 copy of Ravenous Crocodile Dragon Archetype. Crocodile Dragon is very good. Because, you know, once you got Core Dragon and 3 of your Ice Barrier tokens on the field, you synchro summon, go for Crocodile Dragon, very good level 9, and then you can get the effect to draw cards. So, Crocodile Dragon, you know, for each tuners that you to synchro summon this card, you draw 1 card for each. So you have the 3 Ice Barrier tokens, and then Core. You draw 1 card for Coral. Plus you draw 3 cards with the Ice Barrier tokens, so you basically draw 4 cards. That is amazing. And of course, Crocodile Dragon has an effect where it's a quick effect. You can discard 2 cards and target 1 card in the field and destroy it. And of course, it gains 500 attack and defense for each card in your hand, so it's very, very good. And I also play the 1 copy of Ice Jade Jameer Ajarini. Very good card to play. Ajarini, you know, it can protect, you know, quick effect, you know, activate this card, face up monsters you control cannot be destroyed or banished by an opponent's card effect this turn. Then if you activate this effect in response to your opponent's card or effect activated, and your opponent has a card with that name on their field or graveyard, you could banish those cards. If a card is banished by an opponent's card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card as well. So it's pretty good. Jameer is another good level 10. And then another level 10 synchro I played to round out the synchros is of course your 1 copy of Source Soul Supreme Sovereignty Qingyang. Qingyang is a very good level 10 synchro. You know, it gains 100 attack and defense for each card that is for each banished card, and then monsters your opponent control loses attack and defense points for each of those banished cards. If this card will be destroyed by a card effect, you could banish 1 card for your graveyard instead. If a card is banished except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card each from your opponent's field and graveyard. You get the effect once per turn. So that's very, very good. So that's it for the synchros. So now we're going to move on to the XYZ. So for the XYZs, I played 1 copy of number 4 Stealth Kajin and the 1 copy of Totally Awesome. So Totally Awesome, even though Bahamas Shark is banned in the TCG currently, you could still XYZ summon Totally Awesome using 2 level 2 monsters as well that are water. Like if you have Mirror Mage and let's say Swap Frog, and then you got Freeze and Change, and then summon out the Mirror Mage, and then you can XYZ Swap Frog or the Mirror Mage and go for Totally Awesome. Or if you have Ice Doll or Swap Frog or whatever, or any level 2 water, you can XYZ summon Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome, you don't know what it does. It negates an opponent's spell, trap, or monster effect and stuff. And you negate destroy, then you can set that card to your side of the field as well. Number 4 is pretty good because all water monsters on the field becomes water. You can destroy one of your monsters your opponent controlling, and then inflict damage to your opponent equals to half of the attack of that destroyed monster. So it's a very decent rank 4 XYZ as well, so it's pretty good. And you can use level 4s like Revealer and Speaker to summon out number 4. Now for the links, I do play 1 copy of Misa's Core Anemone and 1 copy of World Sea Dragon Zelantius. Core Anemone is pretty good because, like, if you have your Mirror Mage in your grave, you special summon it with Core Anemone, then you could get Mirror Mage effect to tribute to Anemone and special summon your 3 Ice Barrier tokens and go for your plays and stuff. And then you got World Sea, which it's very good because banishing all monsters and then forcing them to forcing your opponent's monsters to special summon them face down helps out a lot, and it does come up many times as well. And it's a very good link for Link Monster. So that's it for the extra deck. Now we're going to move on to the side deck real quick. So let's start off with the monsters. I do play the other Ice Barrier monsters. 1 copy of Medium of the Ice Barrier, 1 copy of Dice Soldier of the Ice Barrier, and 1 copy of Spellbreaker of the Ice Barrier. Medium is the one that, forces your opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap card per turn. Dice Soldier protects your Ice Barrier monster from being destroyed by an opponent's spell and trap effects, and then Spellbreaker has the same effect as Warlock, but you have to send 1 Ice Barrier monster into the graveyard, so that way you to shut down any spell cards that could be activated, and you're forcing them to activate spell cards in the next turn. So it's pretty good. It's like an anti-spell fragment, and of course you can special summon these cards using the effect of your Lancia. As far as other hand traps I play, I do play the 3 copies of Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. Ghost Sister's pretty good because it's like, for each special summoning of a monster, you gain life points and stuff. It does come up at times many as well, so it's very good. And I also play 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More because negating your opponent's stuff is very important. And of course, they're not going to respond it as well. So Dark Ruler is amazing. And as far as traps, I do play the 3 copies of Evilly Match because if forcing your opponent to banish their cards is good. And I also play the 1 copy of Anti-Spell Fragment, 1 copy of Goes and Match, and the 1 copy of There Can Only Be One to round off the side deck. Anti-Spell Fragment, forcing you and your opponent to like set spell card, and then you have to wait till the next turn to activate them. Goes and Match is good because, like, since all your monsters are on the field are waters, and it does come up at times. There Can Only Be One. That card also come up at times as well because all the Ice Barrier monsters are different types, so it's very, very good. So these cards are limited to 1. These floodgates do come up at times if you ever need them as well, so it's very, very good. Alright, so that's it for the side deck, and that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy me doing my updated version of my Ice Barrier deck profile. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. So don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe, and post your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about my updated version of my Ice Barrier deck profile. That's going to be it for this video. This is Domingo Hero Network of the Ice Barrier. All I can say is take care. Have a good day. Goodbye, one. And Domingo Hero Network of the Ice Barrier is signing out. Peace.